Hey guys, this is Brian Jones from Valhalla Academy, and this is part of our Defensive Tactics series. I want to talk a little bit about distance. So we've done some techniques in this series, and really the key thing I think that people miss when they talk about defensive tactics and self-defense is distance. There are different distances that we can be at with another person. Okay? Think about if you went for a picnic, for instance. You're not going to set your blanket down right next to somebody at the park. Okay? If you're out hanging out with your family, you're going to find some place that's relatively far away. Okay? That's an extreme example. They might be 200 yards away and there's another family playing frisbee. Now let's imagine you go to a grocery store, okay? You're going to have to pass people in the aisle. The geography is compressed so that you're going to have to be in closer contact. And sometimes with the cashier station, passing people in the aisle, it's going to be different, okay? We don't think the grocery store is particularly violent, but people do get hurt and injured, attacked, and killed there. People rob grocery stores. Think about standing in line. Now you're starting to get a little bit closer to the person, and the question is, in a situation, and I'll take one more, an elevator. Everybody knows that the elevators, it's kind of like a little bathroom. You got to get in there, right? People will get against the wall naturally. They don't want to stand in the middle of the elevator. They're going to try not to look at each other. There's certain behaviors that we have. My question is, to you, how close is too close when the person doesn't need to be that close to you? Okay? So what is your, personal safety zone? Like, where do you feel comfortable? I know this is cross-cultural. In some cultures, it's acceptable to be closer, but let's think about it not from an anthropological standpoint, but more of a safety standpoint. What do you need to see? What do you need to know in order to respond effectively to somebody who's talking to you? Right now, as you're looking at this, I'm backing up a little bit. I'm going to try to talk a little louder, but I'm pretty far away. Okay, if we're in a street fight, in a street situation, not a fight, hopefully, but if we're in a street situation, I might be yelling at you from this distance. Hey, what are you looking at? Come over here, that kind of stuff, right? I might be yelling at you from this distance. You can see everything about me, for the most part. Okay, I know the camera's cut me off a little bit, but realistically, this is kind of a far distance to be from somebody. Now, if you look at people in this interpersonal violence situation, they tend to be right up on top of each other. So, if somebody's walking up on you, how close are you going to let them get to you before you actually do something? Before you actually take action? Okay, because, it's a problem. If somebody is threatening you from this range, you are starting to get tunnel vision. So this camera might actually be, I know normally you're going to have peripheral vision, but this camera might actually be a better indication of what you're going to see in a real fight. If somebody's up in your face and they're yelling and they're doing this and they're like, what? And they're moving around, like, what do you need to see in order to actually to be safe? So, because, the problem with this kind of distance right here is, what can you not see? Right? Can you see the fact that I just drew a knife out of my pants? You can't see my hands. So if we were up and I was talking and I had your eyesight focused on me, I could have very easily drawn a knife from my waistband and stabbed you without you ever noticing that I drew a knife. So had I been standing back here a little bit and backed out and you took a more diffuse view of the situation, you would notice something like this, okay? And you could respond accordingly, whether that be run, or if you can't run, to employ deadly force. So the things that hurt people are your hands, and the things that people carry to hurt you are either going to already be in their hands or they're going to be typically in their waistband. So you need to be focused on waistbands, possibly ankles, but they're going to have to make a big motion to get something out of their ankle. So you want to try to get some general view and shift your view away from their eyes and their mouth that's kind of talking all this shit, and try to get you fired up and get a more diffuse view to see what's happening. Are they moving? Are they reaching? Okay, I could have a gun back here. People carry guns tucked in their waistband. They carry knives and guns tucked in here. So keep that in mind, that if you're talking to somebody and they're this close to you, okay, you can't really see. You're going to see me, and then punches can come from underneath your line of sight. Okay, so this is just a demonstration using the camera. I know it's a little bit artificial, but it's not if you think about your tunnel vision and how you lose that peripheral vision with adrenaline. This has been Brian Jones from Valhalla Academy. If you like this video, please click like, consider subscribing to our channel, and share this with all your friends. Train hard, train smart, train often. We'll see you next time.